before everything else goes off. And then I gotta make sure that
And that's how the first sounds in the episode are you mumbling to yourself.
Yeah, usually that is the first sounds in every episode. Thanks for noticing, Allie. Alrighty then. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and just start talking. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Snodacast. I'm your host, Black Chef 56. I'm of course joined by the Hungry Hufflepuff, aka Allie,
What's up?
back from the dead yet again, and of course also joined by DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
What's up?
Also, we're joined by Gallows, aka Thomas,
Yo.
and a relative newcomer. Well, actually, just newcomer in general. This is my girlfriend Hannah.
Hello.
Hi. Exactly. Alrighty then. So, of course, this can't be a normal episode of the podcast without talking about weekly updates. So, I gotta ask the age-old question of how's everybody's week? We're gonna go ahead and start with you, Allie.
So allergies kicked my ass this week. Like, I think I spent all my days off asleep.
Can't have that.
Valid. That's very valid.
But I'm feeling much better now, so we're all good.
That's good.
Just in time for work with extra hours. Yay!
Yay!
Always, always, always.
Always.
I know.
All right, and Leon, how was your week, buddy?
Pretty freaking crazy, I do say so myself.
Okay.
Well, so last Friday I had a wedding to go DJ.
All
Did
right.
that, had a blast with that, got eaten by mosquitoes like no fucking other.
I'm not surprised.
Well, we were where the venue was, there was a river right behind it. So
Yeah.
So normal mosquitoes are like super freaking small, and then mosquitoes by the river are about the size of a freaking dime.
That's fair.
So dealt with that, had a blast with that, saw some fire dancing, so that was cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That does sound cool.
And then the next day was my niece's birthday, so went
Aw,
down to the park for that, and where they had the gazebo, turns out it had power, so I hooked up my equipment there as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
all
how
my
you
gear
do it.
was still in the car, so
Right. Okay.
Did
Well, that's
that.
good.
then Monday rolls around, it's like not really anything going on. Get a message from somebody asking for a quote for my DJing, so went through that whole spiel,
Right.
and they asked, "Okay, how do we pay you?"
Drug
So,
money.
That's awesome.
well, it is Southern Oregon, so
I'm not wrong there.
Yeah.
yep. So dealt with that. So I'll be busy on September 23rd,
Woo.
Woohoo.
and
All
then
right.
then Tuesday, I get a text message in the morning right when I wake up. It was like, "Hey, can you call me?" This was the private school I mentioned a while back,
Hmm.
and so I call them up, and so that I go through the whole spiel of them talking about, "Hey, we were wondering if you're still available for their cook position," because they went through like every cook that they went through. This is like 5 cooks.
Wow. Seriously, they
5
went through
cooks.
5 cooks.
Yeah,
That's insane, man.
and they just up and left. Literally just up and left.
Wow.
So I start
That's
my
kind of a concerning factor to me if I was the one that they're like, oh, yeah, no, we'll take you. Come on. You know,
well,
Now, I don't want to say that that's a bad sign, but
it would
I
be
have-
a coincidence if it isn't. Yeah, that's my thing, at least.
I have a couple friends that work up there, and one of them's one of the teachers. So
okay.
yeah, the people that they hired have no idea what they were doing.
Oh, lovely.
Right. Oh, that makes more sense then. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had no idea what the fuck they were doing. And
That
ever
makes-
since after the first person left, she was like almost literally yelling at the person that did the hiring. Is like, call him up, hire him now.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she was being really, really fucking stubborn about it. So
It's always good to have someone in your corner.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
So-
all.
I'm starting my USDA training Monday.
Oh, hey. There you go.
Yeah, get that out all the way during the summer. Still haven't heard back from the Boys and Girls Club yet either, but school just got out and their stuff doesn't start up until the beginning of next month.
That makes sense.
And they're still interested in me because I did I was part of a group of people who started the gaming club over at the community college, which really
Right.
piqued their interest because they want to get into that. So I probably will be doing both,
Hey, there you go. That's more money.
which is great
busy.
because the times are perfect. I'll have like 45 minutes in between, give or take, which is enough time to get down there.
Right. There you go.
Actually,
Exactly.
plenty of time to get down there.
Hey.
And then I'll be out of the Boys and Girls Club thing by like 5:30.
No, hey, that's not too bad actually.
I'll be tired as fuck,
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But I
But-
mean, that's not that bad.
but it's a Monday through Friday thing, so I'll have anything after 5 on a Friday if I get a gig sometime then, and then my weekends are free.
There you go. Hey, that's not
So-
bad, man. That's not a bad deal.
Not at all.
No,
Not at
absolutely.
all.
Yeah. All right. So, Gallows, I got to ask, how was your week, buddy?
It was
Oh, sorry.
this week.
And this is the part of the segment where Gallus' mic doesn't work.
Ye-
Serious?
I also didn't have I haven't- I
Every
haven't
time.
worked, so.
Hear me now?
It's very robot-y.
Just like old times.
It's what happens every time he's
Ladies and gentlemen, we are professionals.
In quotations, professionals.
Wait, we are?
No. Professionally, in quotations, professionals.
Professionally professionals.
Perpetually in quotations, professionals. Alrighty then.
Merch coming soon, maybe.
Yeah, maybe eventually.
We
you
got
know,
it.
being the people.
We say it
the-
often enough. We gotta make it.
We have to. Yeah, it has to be on like whatever the mainline merch is. It's gonna have to say like we're professionals on the back or something.
Stickers, just go with stickers. They're cheap.
That is true, but I'm just saying like if we ever have like shirts or a hoodie that has like the official logo or like you know like the name of it down the sleeve, we'll have
Mhm.
we're professionals on the back in quotations. We'll have it in really fancy text too. That'd be
Just
hilarious.
trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then we'll have that at the bottom. The tail end of the back is like, trust me, we know what we're doing.
Sometimes. In really small writing.
You guys hear me now?
Really small writing in parentheses, just sometimes.
Way to go.
Honestly, it's still glitching out for me, buddy.
It's good.
Maybe try leaving and coming back. That might do it.
Have you tried
Look,
putting it on
You
again?
know what that better?
Look, she wanted to be matching.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because it's
Anyways, but yeah, gals, I have no idea what's going on with your mic end on there.
Same.
well, it's actually fine.
I think it's just your connection, honestly.
More than likely.
More than likely, exactly. All right. Well, Hannah, how was your week?
I went to my first convention. which
Last
was
week.
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Tired. Got to deal with his goofy ass practically all weekend.
Every time
so
I
sorry.
wanted to go, every
No.
time I wanted to go to a convention, twice now, I've had to go DJ a wedding. Like no fucking joke.
They always plan weddings around conventions. It's fucking insane. It's like they don't
It's
want
hilarious.
anybody to have fun. Yeah.
What's really annoying is I get plenty of like from that event. I could go spend it at the convention, but I know I can't because
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the same convention. It's the same fucking convention too.
That's even more irritating, man. That's got to be annoying, man.
And also at said convention, I got to meet Joseph Quinn, my love of my life. Sorry, babe.
Oh, wow. Damn, you
We're,
got put in second.
we're all allowed to have that one celebrity. Club.
We all. I mean, to be fair, it's Ryan Reynolds for most guys. So
That is
Leon, don't deny it. It's Ryan Reynolds for you too. If he said "Come away with me," you'd say yes. Where?
Haley Williams in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Maisie Williams, yeah, I agree. But I guess that leaves me. I don't know. I just don't know if Gallows is like his connection's any better or not. Okay, cool. So I was at the same convention all 3 days. She was only there 2. I got to meet Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Shamik Moore, Charles Martinet, freaking
Sean Gunn.
Huh?
Sean.
Sean Gunn. I actually got to get pictures with Sean Gunn. That was really cool. And then, of course, after that, I think, let's see, I got D'Onofrio. Oh, I also got to meet Tara Strong. That was a dream come true right there because I've always wanted to meet her, and she's super nice. Love her to death.
She seems like she'd be one of those that's just super nice in person.
Every person I met at the convention, like that was a celebrity, was super nice. Charles Martinet was the sweetest. I didn't get anything signed by him, but my buddy did, and he's like, "Hey, so what's your name?" And my buddy tells him that, and he actually spells it perfectly. And so when he's writing it out, he's actually doing the Mario voice. He goes, "Super Tyrant, superstar, from your friend Mario." I was like, "Yo, that's actually really cool."
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
he also got to meet Steve Burns and Bonnie Wright as well. So that was actually really cool. We all 3 of us had a blast. She was there for the last 2 days with her friend. She got to meet Joseph Quinn. So yeah,
I was so tired.
I can imagine she was
on
insane.
Monday. It felt like I was hungover. It was not a good time.
My feet still are ever so slightly sore from that convention. And with Charlie Cox's line, I was actually in and out of it 3 times before I got a signature. That was annoying. But because of that, I was actually able to meet 3C Films, which I hope is one of our viewers over here. Huge shout out to 3C Films. He's actually he is a Texas native, and he does YouTube as well, mostly movies and stuff like that. And I was super pumped to actually finally get to meet him, and I did actually get to let him know about our podcast. And speaking of which, here's Lewis.
There he is.
So,
In HD, because I bought a fucking camera.
all right.
crash.
Yeah.
I'm crystal clear. Ew, I'm
Yeah,
not
the
gonna do it.
convention was a lot of fun. That was actually the reason why we were not live last week for any of those viewers that were wondering where we were. So yeah, I'm hoping that is watching. Absolutely. If not, it's still good for anybody to be watching right now. But Lewis, this is Hannah. Hannah,
Hi.
Lewis,
Hi.
and
Awesome.
Lewis, you get to be the final weekly update.
Technically not, because now I convinced me and Leon's friend Locke. He's going to be joining us.
Oh,
This session.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
he's-
Locke?
He's
All right.
free,
Oh.
so that's what I did.
I've
for
actually
some
never met
time.
Vlog, so this would be a first for the both.
So let me see.
All right. All right,
How's
then.
my week? How's
Yeah,
my
how's
week?
your week?
Oh God, we don't talk about today. Well, I'll talk.
Okay,
about today,
fine.
But
So we
fine.
take
No,
Bruno now instead of
so-
Saturday. Is that what we're doing now?
I was working today all day. I got at work at around 7:30, and I worked from 5. So luckily, we normally, if I'm working all day during the weekday, I get off at around 6. but because it's Friday, so we get off a little bit earlier. I almost passed out because of the heat.
Oh,
Dude, you gotta
That's
have-
always fun. I had that experience at Discount Tire as well.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's bad because it's all full on like. Basically, you have to wear uniform, straight black, literally black
Yeah.
shirt,
Ooh.
black
Unless
pants,
you
black
unless
shoes,
you're upper
everything.
management, and then you get to wear red, and their shirts
Red.
are actually a lot more breathable. But I will say, at least they are giving you breathable shirts.
The
At this
funny thing is some of I don't know if it's different from every location, but they started wearing shorts, so I'm gonna take advantage of
Every location does let you wear shorts. The only reason why I would never recommend it is because
your
you're
knees.
exposing
Yeah.
more skin, and if you're bending on your knees a lot, which if you're working out in the shop you are going to be, it's going to
Knee pads. That's why I'm buying knee pads. so.
Knee pads are a godsend for that position for sure.
But yeah, no, I'm slowly like going up and up on training too. So hopefully, if I get fast enough and I just get a lot better at my job, I'll get paid more. So I'm moving up slowly to a management position. I just gotta
That's good.
prove myself. So.
I mean, that is generally how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, but it's a new program, so I'm part of a new program that basically like a higher expectation than what everybody else is, and my boss, he basically told everybody, all the new people who are new hires and in this program are getting paid more than what everybody else is, essentially. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Dallas.
they need
That's
you to trust me.
the only downside about it is that all the new people are in a higher expectation. So
Yeah, that is the downside, but I will tell you this: majority of your people that you're getting in the summer are going to be gone by fall. They may come back next summer, but I will say majority of the people you'll get during the summer are either going to be people that are just out of high school or people that are still in high school. So
right,
that's the only downside. I remember summer we had an abundance of people, like we couldn't get enough basically, and then by fall we were screwing around.
We have enough people. I think it's just the fact of, well, for today, I
Yeah.
don't get it what it is with people. I get it also other people are working right now too, but everybody decides to come in on Saturday when they
Guys are
damn know
close.
well that everybody else is gonna arrive.
Well, yeah, no, that's because Wednesdays and Saturdays are always going to be your busiest days. Wednesdays because it's the middle of the week, and Saturdays because you're closed the next day. Mondays are hit and miss, but they can be pretty busy.
That and you also got people like coming in that are working during the week because I always do that. I'm a teacher,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't leave. He knows this. I wouldn't leave school until like 5:30 or later. So it's like I couldn't go anywhere,
Yeah,
and
pretty
I
much.
get all like I do everything on the weekends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the reason. But I remember I despise Saturdays for that reason. Actually, that's why for anybody that's here that's old, that's been here since like the beginning, I used to do this on Sundays. So
Oh
funny
God, I
enough-
remember Sundays.
I know. Yeah, they were not fun.
Wait, we do podcasts on Sundays?
And
We used to do podcasts on Sundays, yeah, because when I was
Mhm.
working at Discount Tire, that was my only.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
Twitch days.
yeah. I mean, we're still on again, but like we're redoing it basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is that. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and go. I don't think Locke's going to be joining anytime soon, so we're going to go ahead and go straight into it. This week
I
for now.
sent them the link. So-
Okay, yeah, that's good. So this week for now showing we have 4 movies. We have Transformers: Rise of the Beast. This is the latest in the Transformers franchise. This is actually following after Bumblebee. This does take place in the 90s. And here makes reviews. And of course, we also have The Flash. That came out this weekend. This is basically the first live-action Flash movie that we've gotten on the big screen, and this follows Barry Allen in a loose adaptation of the Flashpoint Paradox. We also have Elemental, the latest Pixar movie, and of course, we also we do as well have Extraction 2, which is the Netflix action movie with Chris Hemsworth. Apparently, he did. Yeah, shut the fuck up. So
love
with
you.
Chris Hemsworth, I know I love you too. With Chris Hemsworth on basically on there. All right, so a lot to talk about. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I have interest in it. I'm probably not going to go out of my way to go see it.
My parents are excited. They want to go see it because they've been watching all the fucking movies at this point. They're
I've
just
seen
like,
all the
oh.
movies at this point too, and I mean, I didn't catch Bumblebee or The Last Night in
I
theaters.
still haven't seen Bumblebee.
Bumblebee's not bad. I actually
Oh,
recommend
you should watch Bumblebee. Bumblebee is really good.
Bumblebee's pretty good. And then I would say I didn't see it. I was hating on it because I'm like, this looks like dog shit. I don't want to watch it.
A lot
And
of
then I
people were hating on it because John
finally
Cena was
gave
in
it
it.
a chance. Yeah. Oh, come on, really? John Cena's in this. And then I was like, and then I finally gave it a chance. I'm like, okay, this is actually not that bad. He was in Bumblebee.
He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy.
Oh.
Kind of, sort of. He was a loose bad
That tells
guy.
you how much I pay attention to the Transformer movies.
Exactly. But this is a direct following of the Bumblebee movie. This does take place in the 90s, and we are also introduced to the Beast Transformers, which I know a lot of people have been excited to see on the big screen. And it does not help the fact that they got a really good voice cast to voice these characters as well.
They do. They have a great voice cast.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I will say this. I do think I've heard mixed reviews about this movie. I heard like it's actually not terrible, but it's not as good as Bumblebee, and that is unfortunate for sure. But I've heard it's not bad. It's still relatively enjoyable. So there is that.
I thought welcome back to DVD or on streaming sites. Number 2.
Ignore the robot in the bottom corner. Anyways,
Rude.
oh, we're always rude to each other. It's part of the podcast.
That's the word I'm not going to get to.
Oh my god. Anyways, so anybody else have any thoughts, processes on Transformers: Rise of the Beast?
Not really.
Merchandise.
Honestly.
New, just literally just Tomel or just the fucking toy companies, just fucking new action figures. Literally, that's
Actually,
literally
a lot of what they're doing is they're actually bringing back the old '90s Maximals and Predacon figures.
that's what I'm saying. They're bringing back old ones, but they're also making new ones because I know there's a lot of people who collect Transformers. So
There are, yeah.
Hell, as soon as I get some money from my job, I'm probably gonna go pick up some old school figures that I wish I was able to have or re-get because they broke along for one reason or another.
Yeah. All right. So I guess moving on to the Flash. This one, we actually saw it on Thursday. It's okay.
was it good?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's
Scale
not my
from-
favorite. Yeah,
scale
exactly. Not our
From 1 to
favorite.
10.
Ooh.
Hard 5.
I give it at least
Ooh.
a 6 because of the
Oh,
there is
wow.
some fan service in there. Yeah.
Okay.
And it does embrace some of the goofiness of comics, which I do love.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, funny story: Andy Muschietti has now been officially signed on as the director of the new Batman movie that's coming out, The Brave and the Bold.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm super pumped with that because I will say the best parts of this movie is anything to do with Batman, whether it be Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck.
I hope that they're gonna make either Brave, with Brave and the Bold. I know it was a cartoon series too, so it was
This one is it's just called Brave and the Bold, but they
Okay.
are going to be using Damian Wayne as the Robin in this movie, and it is going to
Okay.
be a movie with Batman. So I am interested to see what they do with it.
And if it does
that'd be
well, I'm hoping it does well because I know in Batman Brave and the Bold, like the animated series, they have Blue Beetle.
They
Yeah,
do,
too,
and
so-
Blue Beetle is actually one of the few characters that is going to bleed over into James Gunn's universe.
Well, okay. In fairness, the cartoon series Brave and the Bold had everybody.
That is true.
I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold had pretty much every. I think the only people that didn't really show up, I think I want to say Green Arrow didn't really show up.
Nope, Green Arrow's in there.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, like
It shows you how much I really watched that show.
they,
I watched it,
the
but I
random
didn't.
things my brain picks up.
Yeah,
I don't remember watching it. I
it was
honestly
really
don't.
good. I think it's on. It's
It-
on
it-
Max right now.
It was on, it's on Max now, but it was in Cartoon Network. It debuted in Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
think it was, I think it was at an era where I think everybody just kind of stopped watching cartoons and stopped watching like the classic like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel and stuff. I was still watching at that time, but a lot of people
I
kind of
was
like
too.
slowly stopped watching all of that.
That was around the same time as Amazing World Gumball and Regular Show and all that. It was that era of Cartoon Network, and honestly, I was starting to get out of it as well.
Okay, around that time,
Well,
we
Cartoon
stopped
Network was still
paying
doing
for-
pretty okay, and then decided to stop.
Huh?
But yeah, Brave and the Bold was basically Batman and
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman and Plastic Man, Batman and Blue Beetle, Batman and
Green Arrow.
yeah. Actually, I think Blue Beetle got some of the like there. You saw two iterations of Blue Beetle. You saw the original, and then
I'm
you
off.
saw
I gotta go. I'm ready to go.
Deuces
So-
Gala. Thank you for joining us.
I know that they referenced Ted Ford a lot.
Yeah, Ted Ford also was in a few episodes too.
Was he?
Like the very first season, he was. Yeah, he was the original Blue Beetle.
No,
I
I
think
know
they
he
had
was the
the
original
episode.
Blue Beetle. I remember they had his brother as one of the villains in an episode.
They did, yes, but I still believe that Ted Ford was in one of the episodes because I remember him. I remember seeing like he had a different costume from Jaime. So there is that.
But bringing us all back home.
Yeah. Anyways, so back onto the Flash. Are you guys planning on seeing it all? I would recommend it if you're a DC nut.
I never got into the show. I mean, for me, it'll be a pass. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off about it. I don't know. I just never got into the Flash. I think he's a good. I think he's a good hero. I think he's a good hero. I like him as a character and as a hero. But honestly, like, in the things that I'm into, I think this one's going to be a pass for me. So
Honestly, I would say go see it just to see it. That would be my biggest thing because especially if you're a Batman fan, like granted, Michael Keaton's not in it very often, and he's not even in the Batsuit for more than I would say 15, 20 minutes max.
yeah.
So there
Which
is that.
saddens me because that was kind of the key feature of his.
Well, Batman's really
trailer.
only in the back half of the movie. Like the first hour is like I would say like the first hour 5 minutes is all Barry and young Barry. So without giving spoilers. But yeah, so I think like the first hour really is like a Barry centric thing, and we also do see the final performance of Ben Affleck as Batman. That was nice. It was done really well. I enjoyed the movie. I'm not the biggest Flash nut because I know the Flash like repeats itself almost insanely every other comic, basically, especially with Barry Allen. And of course, you also have the controversy around Ezra Miller, and I think it's going to hurt a lot of this movie's performance. But I will also say the CGI is not very good. But Andy Muschietti did come out and say anytime you saw somebody looking rubbery, like you're looking at it from Barry's perspective, so it's going to look a little distorted. And I'm like, there's enough of a stylistic choice. I would say yes. However, there are a few other elements of CGI where I'm like, it's not from Barry's perspective.
That sounds like a cop out to me.
Probably, but
that sounds like an excuse to try something new that they probably haven't done or tested it out.
So the way
I agree. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so the way that they show time travel, it makes sense why like from his explanation. Yeah, okay, I'm like, okay, cool. Or anytime that they show him running in his full speed, that makes sense. It's like, okay, I can understand why something would look really rubbery. I imagine if you slowed everything down, it's not going to look good either. That kind of thing, right? So it's just one of those things. It's I see that, but then every other bad CGI shot, that's where I'm like, okay, that's not even from Barry's perspective. This is dog shit. So, speak of the devil. I don't know why I say that after saying dog shit. Ladies and gentlemen, there's Locke. Hey,
his debut! Let's go!
I'm here to have a good time and speak the devil and I'm dog shit. Okay.
Let's go!
Nah, man. I was just saying, speak of the devil, because I had Locke in my brain. I'm like, where is? I was literally 2 seconds away from saying,
the majestic bearded man.
Don't you worry.
Yeah. But Locke, this is perfect opportunity. We're actually we're doing the Now Showing segment. We're talking about the Flash, which came out this weekend.
Okay.
Do you have any interest in it or anything like that?
I've kind of lost my interest in the whole DC side of things. I lost it a long time ago. Just, in my opinion, they don't seem to really do anything new.
That is fair.
It's always the same thing, just in a different timeline. Although Marvel's not much better for it, but
we're on that deep slope with Marvel too. Like
Well, I will say this: Phase 4 is not as god awful as everybody says it is, but it's not the best either.
I haven't even seen the Justice League, so
Ooh, I would recommend Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's
I have
actually-
heard that by literally everybody who's mentioned it.
Yes, it's 4
Same,
hours,
same.
and yes, it did not need to be that long, but it's actually really good.
Look, 4 hours. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. 4 hours is nothing.
Oh yeah, there you go. Exactly. you watch the extended cuts like a madman. Everybody else
Oh,
does.
absolutely.
Yeah, same here.
I got spoiled. I got to watch the extended director's unrated cut.
Oh, you bastard!
So that's like almost 5 hours for each movie.
Well, you see this over here on my camera? Right there. There's the door.
Yeah.
3D.
Yeah. There's a
People
door.
find the
It's
time
called
for
get
this
up and
shit.
walk out.
I mean, you could say the same thing for Avatar: The Way of Water. I finally got to watch it like a few weeks ago. It was really good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
It's now
Oh,
on Disney
seriously.
Plus and HBO. So there you go.
Seriously,
Yeah.
where
I
do
can't bring
people find the
myself to watch
time to devote 5 hours per movie?
Okay, you
I
could
work
be
security.
surprised. Well, yeah, that's another thing. But also, you can be surprised of how many people now can binge through so many shows, whether that be
That's
just
literally what I was gonna
shows
say. Like, do you
and
not binge
animes.
shows? Animes, exactly. There you
I'm
go.
on
Like,
fucking,
you not binge
like,
House
I
or
can't
some
do
other-
that anymore.
900 episodes in on One Piece right now, and they're catching up.
Don't even get me started on One
Oh
Piece.
no, we're not going to One Piece. No. We still got like 2 other movies to talk about. Come on. All right. Anyway, so the next movie that is up is going to be Elemental, the new Pixar movie.
I'm
I'm
gonna watch
interested.
Hard pass.
Hard pass for her.
Hard pass.
It looks
Ah.
cute.
It
I'm
looks
gonna watch
decent.
it.
I will probably not go out of my way to go see it in theaters. I will probably watch it whenever it inevitably gets on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
I think it's going to be like a situation, like a Good Dinosaur kind of thing. Like it's going to be very, very good, like in a sense of like animation wise and stuff. But I don't think it's going to like break any like records or like make any like a big impact and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I can agree
No,
to that.
I don't think so either. I think a lot of the faith in Disney and Pixar has kind of gone downhill, especially since COVID. That's going to be the biggest one. I think that personally, because they were starting to release a lot of these movies on digital or on a direct-to-Disney Plus. Like that's how I watched Soul. I didn't even bother with Luca, and I love Pixar. I really do. But when you kind of do that, it's hard to get people interested to be like, oh yeah, let's go see the new Pixar movie. It's like, no.
I
and it
still
can be-
haven't watched Soul yet. I liked
Oh, Soul is
Luca.
really
I
good.
loved it. I cried.
It's
Mu-
very well done. Stylistically, it's
Of
one
course,
of my
granted,
favorites.
I'm the biggest crybaby.
I heard
So,
musically
I
it was
cried
really,
during
really
Guardians
done well.
3 separate times.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we all cried during Guardians 2
So-
separate times. Let's be perfectly honest. Yeah,
Well, I
and-
cried at Toy Story 3. Okay, so
God damn.
That's true, I
I
did too.
Sobbed.
I didn't stop, but I
It was
definitely cried.
bad. I cried.
I cried in Logan.
No, I cried.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I cried in Logan, and then shit, what was another one I cried?
Even though
I,
it's technically going to come back in Deadpool 3.
even though it's going to come back in Deadpool 3. Yeah, exactly. Even though I still think that's going to be the final. I think Logan is still his final movie as well,
Yeah.
in like timeline wise.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
perfectly honest. We think the DC timeline is fucked. Let's go back and look at the Fox X-Men timeline.
Oh God!
Oh, God.
The amount of movies that were so
Oh,
all over the place
fucking
and out of
hell.
order.
Oh
Fuck.
my god,
The
yeah.
only kind
that's
of
a whole.
timeline that I
That's
can
a whole
kind of.
part, like a 3-part Snowder reel. Okay.
Exactly.
Snowder reel.
I don't have a conspiracy board big enough for that bullshit.
We need to talk about it. In the fucking...
Yeah. Good
The
luck. You
only
were
kind of
trying
timeline that I can kind of associate that with, like the whole X-Men Fox timeline, is the World of Warcraft timeline.
Yeah.
Let's jump it forward in time. Let's jump back in time. Let's make characters that come from this time frame, but you don't unlock them until future on. But somehow they start in the past.
You know what? Screw it. Somebody went in the past and fucked it all up anyway.
This guy back
All right,
from-
hey, when is World of Warcraft going to get into the Land of the Lost logic where they're going to go sideways in time?
Jesus.
I think they've done that.
I think they already have.
I-
They already
I think
have,
they've done that.
dude. I think they've done everything in the book at this point.
Damn it, I thought I was going to be clever.
Going
All right.
back to Elemental, though.
Yeah, exactly. Getting back to Elemental, like you have some of the
It looks cute. It looks
Exactly.
family
It does.
friendly.
It
It
does.
looks fun, but it's
Yeah.
not something I'm going to go out of my way to see.
Yeah.
Well,
we
and-
were the missus and I. We were actually just in a different town for the week, and
Okay.
actually Vaughan Mills Mall, because it's a big mall, and they had like an elemental like booth,
Kind of like
thing
a event.
set up,
Yeah, a booth.
where they
or-
had people there doing like face painting, they were doing drawing, they were doing
Oh,
a
that's
lot of
cool.
artsy stuff, and I thought it was
That is
kind of
cool,
neat to see,
actually,
because I
yeah.
haven't seen something like that for a movie in a very long time.
Yeah, I can't remember the last movie that did that. I
Neither can
remember. I remember when I was a kid, when Shark Tale came out, I went to see it at a movie tavern, and they actually had donuts
sorry.
with fishes on it, like fish sprinkles on it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen Shark Tale in so long.
it needs to be said.
It
That-
doesn't hold up at all.
It really doesn't.
It's like Hoodwink.
God damn it! I can't
Like
get a word in edgewise here.
Allie, you will never get a full sentence in the entire.
Fuck you! There's my 2 cents. No,
Yeah.
but our reaction to this is kind of telling because we've had this reaction to a lot of movies in the past, and this has been the general reaction to a lot of movies in the past where we have had the thought it's going to hit streaming services sooner or later.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we are slowly coming to the, I don't want to say the death of cinema, but that's what it's ramping up to.
I mean, we're leading up to it at a certain point. The only way that I've been seeing cinemas are now like basically just keeping up with everything is reserving seats now. Like
Yeah.
what AMC, like
Yeah.
I know a lot of local, like a place that I go to that never did that, and now they're doing that. And I think a lot of theaters are taking that idea like of AMC of reserving
Well,
seats to
part of it
somewhat
is
make up
because-
that money.
Well, and the other thing is the way that AMC is making more money with their tickets is actually if you try to get a center seat, you're going to pay more.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
basically referring
That's
to.
what you're
just like-
referring to. Yeah,
yeah.
they're basically taking that concept. It's not. And here's the thing: as a business, from a business mindset, it is not a terrible idea because
No, it's
those
not.
are usually the best seats in the house. Is the center row.
They are
in
a
center
premium
because you're
seat, so you're going to have to pay a premium.
Yeah.
price.
And the other biggest thing is like anybody that's testing the audio and the visual and like the audio and the basically anybody that's testing the AV in a movie theater, they're going to sit dead center of every movie theater.
Mhm.
That's how they're going to do it because it's the perfect distance from the screen and the speakers that you're not going to go deaf in one ear and you're not going to go blind looking up. That's exactly what it is, and that's why I prefer those seats. But those seats are usually the first ones to be gone.
Oh yeah.
That's what annoys me.
Not
Um,
to mention, a lot of critics will sit in those areas too.
Exactly, they will too. They try to they'll fight tooth and nail for that spot.
And I
But,
did mention that you're having to pay more for like a premium seat. It's not like that here, as far as I know.
It's mostly in Texas right now. That's where they're kind of. There's
Yeah.
a few other states. I think California is another one. I think that was actually the state that they started it in.
Well, I'm in Canada, so
Oh, well, there you go. You're still good.
yeah.
and like
I
and I think another way that people here are keeping up with cinema and everything like that, because it's just like the same idea how when TV came out, radio started to die.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Streaming
now,
services are picking up, so cinema is starting to fall down.
Well,
It's
and
just-
here's the thing: is honestly, streaming is basically killing cable faster than it's killing cinemas. Let's
Oh,
be
100%.
real.
Oh yeah,
Not wrong.
for
The
sure.
streaming is
For
more or less
sure.
trying to follow the cable package. That's
Yeah.
really what it is.
And
Because now phone
it's
Yeah,
now
taking
you
so much
gotta
money.
think. You gotta
Yeah.
think. Okay, so when I had Dish, we had Dish Network. We were paying, I think, $130 a month for everything we had.
Yeah.
We cut that out, and we have streaming services. Now we have Hulu, Netflix,
Disney.
Discovery. I stopped paying for Paramount because I was running out of money. But like for all that together, like I pay about $50 a month, and that's also including my Game Pass.
Yeah, so that's not bad. I will say it is. That's why it's ultimately killing cable. That is the real
Yeah.
reason why it is. And then of course you also have your premium channels like your HBO, your Cinemax, your
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like that was really, those were the ones that it's like, okay, that was ultimately already starting the decline of cable, because at that point it's
Mhm.
like, well, they already had their own apps anyways. So what's the point of paying for an extra premium price to get all that on cable? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And now that Hulu has live TV, which granted they've had it for a while, that's ultimately killing any sports passes, because that's what almost everybody uses Hulu live TV for, is they use it for news and sports. That's really all they
Yeah.
use it for. And so I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, eventually you're going to see, it's not because like Disney's going to buy a company. It's going to be, you're going to see a Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, HBO, Paramount Plus, or maybe a freaking Peacock combo package for like $60 a month.
Yeah.
You're going to see something like
Yeah.
that eventually.
And when you're paying,
like I said,
like
it's
you
essentially
said,
gonna be cable.
and like you said, you're paying $50 a month for all these things when
Yeah.
you're paying $100+ a month for a fraction of the shows.
Mhm.
Because all the new shows are coming out immediately on streaming services.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or they're coming
yeah.
Or
out
they're
in the
out-
window or-
Yeah, they're either out like that day or like 2 days down the line.
yeah.
Exactly.
If
The
you
only one
have to
that-
wait
that
a
was
month or
obviously
two to
what-
see it,
Oh, sorry.
so what? You have to wait a month or two, but you're still going to see it for a quarter of the price.
Yeah, exactly. And I would also say the only one recently up to memory, that are the shows that I do watch that took its sweet ass time getting onto streaming, was Rick and Morty, the latest season of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that
It
did
got
take
on Hulu
forever.
before it got on HBO. But granted, I think HBO was waiting for the Max merger, like, because that's Discovery Plus
Yeah,
and HBO combined.
Yeah, they were waiting for that for sure.
And I think that's part of the reason why. So I was able to watch Rick and Morty season 6, I think. Season 6 before I even upgraded to Max. So I was like,
I don't
okay,
get
cool.
to watch any of that on streaming services because both HBO Max and Hulu are not available in Canada.
Oh shit,
Really?
really?
Yep.
I think they're working on that with Max though, because it's a Discovery Plus Max. So it's like all the HBO stuff and then Discovery Plus.
Yeah, like as far as I know, if I want to watch anything that is Rick and Morty related or anything from HBO, like
You're gonna have to bootleg it.
I'm gonna have to either bootleg it, I'm gonna have to buy these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
Or use a
Yeah,
VPN.
we do it all the time. Not that we condone bootlegging, we do it all the time. Not that we condone it. Just
Or
I
password
don't
sharing,
know
you know,
what
that's
you're
Netflix.
talking about.
fucking-
oh yeah,
If
no,
you're
ban.
using
We don't
the
condone
ban,
password
ban.
sharing. We do it all the time. We don't condone password sharing.
It's not bootlegging if you use a VPN.
Exactly. There you go.
But getting back to Elementals, I think we're at a point to where with just Pixar and Disney itself, I think we're in a bigger high expectation because of all the other stuff. Like we're part of like the group that like we're lucky enough to see a bunch of like the good classic like Pixar and Disney animated series. Well, not series, but like movies and stuff like Bug's Life,
we
Finding
got to see
Nemo,
the rise
like all,
of how all this stuff came to
Yeah.
be.
and the rise of animation.
I was going to
We
say
saw
the
the
reason
progression.
why a lot of those I think were as special as they were is because you would have to usually wait 4 or 5 years for the next Pixar movie. You know, at the minimum was like 3 for a while, and then I think it was after Toy Story 3 that's when you started seeing like once or twice every year, and it just
And the internet didn't spoil a lot of like the story.
Yeah.
Take
Too.
Incredibles, for example.
Holy shit! Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching The Incredibles in the movies.
I was
Incredibles,
loving
dude.
it in the movie. Yeah,
2017, 2018.
the sequel, it came out when I was out of high school, basically.
Mhm.
It was insane. I was like that. I mean, that was
Okay, yeah. So
that
right
was
here,
13
Incredibles 1
years.
came out in 2004. Incredibles
Oh,
2 came out in
14
2018.
years. That was 14.
14
Yeah.
years.
That's insane. And and I remember it didn't do as well in the box office because I think
No,
part of
it
it it was because you had your epileptic warning, and I think there are a lot more people with epilepsy now than there was back then. And B, I think also it was the timing of it all. I think it's because they took so damn long, and that's part of it. Like, don't get me wrong, the animation looks stellar, but you could still
Even
tell
the
it's
first one holds up still.
Oh well, yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that's
the
the
first
thing about
Yeah.
Pixar. The only Pixar movie I would argue that doesn't really hold up is Toy Story, and that's really because the backgrounds are not that great, but the animation of like the puppets or like the toys and everything, that's well done. The textures is well done. It's the humans and the backgrounds that look like they look good.
Absolutely fucking terrifying in some cases.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
so there's
true.
that as well. But and the biggest thing is I think personally when it comes to Pixar, they used to be a staple for how animation can go to and how you can do original storytelling. And it's just a factor of I think now they're doing what almost all of Disney is doing is quality. It's no longer quality over quantity; it's quantity over quality. And I think that's part of the reason why Disney is not doing as well as it used to be. And I think and it's sad that Pixar is part of that now as well, because it used to be they were almost untouchable.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Disney wrote the checks, but they were almost pretty much untouchable. And yeah.
I think another factor is just time.
Oh.
Like literally just time, and like like we're part of a generation, and then the new generation, and then every single generation changes the world. So like
yeah, exactly.
Whatever business, whether it be like it's towards to like future generations and whatnot, like whether it's entertainment, they're gonna go towards that specific generations like just era of like whatever they're dealing with or whatever that they can relate to, because it's a lot smarter for them to like kind of like cash out on that than try to still do stuff that they were known for,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Lewis said, we've seen the progression of animation with Pixar. We were there when Toy Story hit.
Yeah.
And we have seen just how far animation has come since that movie.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't around when the first Toy Story came out.
God,
I wasn't either.
I was the year after.
What was it? 94 is when Toy Story came out.
95.
95. Okay, yeah, so 95, and it was the first fully linked.
I was not there
picture. I remember that for sure.
Yeah.
But I think let's see, 'cause I was born in 99. I think the first Pixar movie that was around when I was
1998
was probably Toy Story 2. I want to.
I have
Toy Story.
I have a funny story about like Disney, like Pixar, well, just Disney in general. So my parents, when I was like a little baby, they decided to take me to my first movie. It was Tarzan. Tarzan. And literally as a baby, I didn't like, you would think, oh, he's gonna remember this. Nope. My parents told me, they straight up said like literally the movie started and then I started crying and then they had to leave.
Wow.
That's literally all that happened until I got a little bit older and was able to enjoy Tarzan. Tarzan is up there with one of my favorite Disney movies.
So, and I, like she said, hard pass. I'll probably watch it whenever it comes out on Disney Plus, because I do always try to give Pixar the credit where credit's due. Unless we're talking Cars 2, that is a dog shit movie, and nobody's.
Oh no!
But
I didn't
I'll
like
get around
Cars
to
2
watching
or
it.
Cars 3.
worst movie. I like that is definitely their worst product, but I would argue their second worst movie is
Planes.
Monsters University.
I never saw
I
it.
like Monsters way too much.
Dang!
actually
That
like
look,
it.
she was about
There's
to
the
strangle
door.
you.
I know.
There's
I
the
know.
door.
I could go
I love
a
Monsters.
life.
could
I
not
could go
stand
a
Monsters
lifetime
University
without
because it is
There's
literally
the
trying
door.
to be a kid's version of freaking
I freaking love
Animal
That
House.
is my comfort movie.
okay.
Has she seen
I
the
don't hate
series?
it. It's not my least favorite. It's just I think it's their second worst product.
Christian, has she seen the series? The
Have you
series
seen
that they had?
Hard pass.
Because
It was I don't
Yeah.
I will say I did watch it and I enjoyed it because they basically did a nod to like what happened in the middle of like the end of the first movie, basically.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't.
So it was worth.
I just
yeah.
couldn't get on it.
Get into
I
it.
never
Yeah.
saw
That's
Monsters University.
that's my reasoning for not liking Monsters University. That's literally
I'm still
it's
offended.
it's not that I hate the damn movie. It's not the worst movie in the world. I'm just saying compared to other Pixar products, it's not the best.
Yeah, it is.
I
It's
would
not
say
the
the best is like Toy Story 2 or Wall-E.
I've never even seen
Finding
it, and I know
Nemo.
that it's not the best.
I actually
That's all I
really
have
like
to say.
Monsters University. I agree. I'm not really a fan of Cars. Like I like the first one. The first one was good. 2 and 3
third one's not
not
bad.
necessary.
I did
in my
not
personal opinion,
expect
2 and
this
3
to be
were
a
kind of meh.
polarizing topic.
But you gotta give me some credit. I do adore Monsters University or Monsters Inc. That is one of my favorites. There'd be no Monsters University without Monsters Inc.
Christian's in the doghouse.
Yeah, I am definitely in the doghouse, and this is going to last for a little while.
Better make that couch comfortable.
Yeah. So, anyways, going from that, we're going to go into Extraction 2, our last for the now showing that we have been talking about for 50 minutes, which is fun. Thank you, Leon, for giving me 4 movies to talk about. Like, we wouldn't go
Because
on every
Disney
single tangent.
is controversial. Folks.
Anyways, so with Extraction 2, this is actually the follow-up to the wildly successful for Netflix action movie with Chris Hemsworth. I'm looking forward to this movie. I definitely want to watch it for sure. I have not heard anything good or bad. The first one's not bad. It's definitely more action heavy. It's more action focused than it really is story. Because I don't remember anybody's character.
Never mind. No, I think I saw it. I think I really
had that like 13-minute lawn take.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with this one. But yeah, I'll watch it. I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to go watch it on Netflix or anything like that. I think there's far better content out there. I just, I'm a sucker for those kind of action movies, that kind of thing, right? So, what about you guys?
I honestly watched the first one on a whim.
I did too.
I watched it out of curiosity. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah,
pretty good.
And I watched it off of a recommendation from Jeremy.
I think I have it on my list to watch. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I'll give you one that I begrudgingly eventually got to because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to sit through a 3-hour movie of a foreign language film, but I eventually watched RRR like maybe a month ago. I fell in love with it. It was great.
Never even heard of it.
RRR, it's a Bollywood action movie.
Ah, that's what it. Yeah.
Maybe I have then.
Your Slugdog Millionaire.
Kinda, sorta. It's actually just an over-the-top action movie, but it's done in.
I've seen clips of this.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, I highly recommend it. Yes, it's a 3-hour movie, but honestly, you don't really feel it. I'd say you maybe feel it towards the beginning, but like, the thing is what's funny is the title doesn't even show up till like 30-40 minutes into the movie. That's what's insane about it.
Yeah, all I know is that you can't beat the kind of action that Bollywood movies have.
No,
you just can't beat it.
Like even there's like a couple of dance sequences in this, and they're done so energetically, you can't help but be entertained.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like you say over the top, I'm like, so Bollywood.
Yeah, it's basically just their culture itself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say I hate the movie. I just said it's not my favorite.
Damn.
And we're back.
And banned.
And full circle.
Anyway,
denied.
So, basically, going from this, I think we're going to go ahead and hop into our first topic of the night. So our first topic for the night is we actually also had the first official trailer for Expendables 4, going from new action movies to old dogs doing new tricks. That's literally my best example of what Expendables.
Is it?
I'll watch it just because I watched the other ones, but that's about it. Like,
same.
That I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I'm not.
To see what
I hope to God they bring back Wesley Snipes because that was the best part that was one of the best parts of the third movie. So I hope they bring it back in some way, shape, or form. But I don't see it happening.
For me, to be honest, the movie like it's cool to see all these crazy all these action stars and shit, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. To watch them, I don't know what it was.
A lot of people didn't even like the first one. Like I don't think it did. It even like the franchise didn't even do as well as they thought it would.
So here's the thing. Here's my opinion on the first movie. Strong opening, strong ending, middle of the movie. It's very just run of the mill. So that's my opinion on the first one. Now the second one, I would argue, slogs a little bit in the beginning, but then it never stops throughout the entire movie. I think the second one's one of the best. And then the third movie is okay, but you miss the R rating for sure.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. But
when you have movies like that with that many kind of big name action stars, you need to have the R rating because it just fits. Like you're not gonna have somebody like, let's just take Terry Crews for example. He's a big dude. You're not going to have him walking down a hallway with a fully automatic shotgun
Can I help you?
yelling out like childish profanities. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Take that, you punk. No, it doesn't work.
No.
But if you hear him running down, like, take that, you dirty bitch. It's just
You
it fits.
motherfuckers!
Yeah, exactly. That's Terry Crews right there, for sure.
Very
But yeah,
valid.
I'm glad that they're bringing back at least the core group. I think Terry Crews is coming back for this one. I know Dolph Lundgren is. I know Jet Li is as well.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone
actually-
and Jason Statham. If they weren't in there, it wouldn't be a movie. I'm
It
sorry.
would-
Actually,
No.
probably about 2.5 weeks ago, I was sitting at work and I was just talking to a coworker, and we
Yeah.
just started talking about the Expendables, and he's like, "I wonder if they're going to come out with a fourth one." Like, I don't know. Let me take a look. So I
Yeah.
looked it up, and I like, oh shit, they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turns out, yes.
Exactly. All right. Well,
That's not about right.
It's kind of come out of nowhere for us, if you think
Exactly.
about it.
And actually, I'm looking right here. It seems like Megan Fox is going to be in it.
yes, she is in this movie.
The movie's gonna go downhill from there.
Oh, come on. It's not going to be that bad.
I mean, I'm just excited to see Jason Statham in a movie again. He's one of my
That's the
favorite actors.
Same.
Hey, we're also going to get to Meg 2 eventually as well.
Well, I mean, technically, if you want to consider him being in a movie, he was in the latest Fast and the Furious, but no.
Yeah, he was for like 10 minutes.
Look,
And
the only Fast
part-
and the Furious movie that I care about is Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh God, no!
Absolutely love that movie.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
God, the
That's a
reaction.
whole other can of worms that I don't think we're going to
I heard they're making a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw.
Supposedly they are, yeah.
That's if it gets successful.
But yeah, so I think we're going to go ahead and go from
They went
there
from
to,
stealing TVs, like box TVs,
yeah,
to
international
planning
studios.
international heists.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
And Dom Toretto has superpowers? Like,
Apparently.
Family.
Yeah. Powers is family. Never forget that.
all right,
Like,
sorry.
it is one of those things of the series has gotten pretty
It was
ridiculous.
long and over
100%.
long. I'm sorry. It's gone on too damn long.
I will say the latest installment, and then we'll get back to the Expendables. They did bring back racing, which I was happy with.
Right.
I just wish it was a little bit much longer than what they showed. That's just my opinion. I think if they would have hopefully if the next movies, which I highly doubt it, that they would put more racing into it, I think it would be more enjoyable. But
Probably, but I don't think they're going to. They're only going to wrap this up with, I think, 1 or 2 more movies. I think it's official that they're going to do 2 more.
Like their
Yeah, they
last
are.
good
Because
racing one was Tokyo Drift.
It was so it was supposed to be
That's good
just 2
racing.
movies, but because of The Rock getting salty, they had to make
A 3rd one, yeah.
3rd one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's never going to end. Let's be perfectly honest. As long as they keep making money, they're never going to stop pumping more money into it.
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the Hollywood machine at its finest work, regardless of how dumb fun it is.
Like
All
Fast and
right.
the Furious 10,
Yeah,
they had a budget of $340 million.
yeah. There you go.
With the amount of shit that they put into those movies, $340 million is not a lot.
No, but they give it enough to make it look at least halfway decent. So I'll
Yeah.
give-
CGI.
yeah, exactly.
Just go Fast 9.
So Expendables 4, you can check out September 23rd of this year, believe it or not. So be on the lookout for that movie. I'm definitely going to go try and see it.
I shall be
Oh,
busy that day.
Yeah, they are saying late September,
Very late September, yeah.
September 22nd.
September 22nd? I saw September 23rd, but okay. Then literally within a day of each other, so it's whatever. All right, so going from movies to pretty much what's going to be the rest of this episode, video game news. We actually have official gameplay of The Lies of P. I believe this is a horror Pinocchio game.
So
Yeah.
it from what I've heard, it's a Soulsborne Pinocchio
Yeah.
game.
Okay.
Soul. Oh, Dark Souls.
It reminds me more of like the gameplay.
And to
'cause
add-
it's a gameplay. And it reminded me a little bit of the first Devil May Cry. That's what it reminded me of.
What are you gonna say, Locke?
To add on to that, to the Souls-like, it also has a butterfly effect to it, that your choices will shape the outcome of the game.
Oh, they're
Those are my favorite elements of Until Dawn, actually.
Like, it's not going to be a full-on butterfly effect like Until Dawn, because that's the whole premise of the game.
That's the whole premise of the game, yeah.
But it's going to
the
have
fact that
where...
no matter how many times I tried to kill that one girl, I could not kill her for so long. Oh my god! Anyways,
I've seen a couple of things on it, because I scroll through TikTok a lot, and I see a lot of things on there. But there's going to be certain aspects to it where when you're interacting with NPCs, they will, if you choose to, you can either choose to tell them truth or lie to them. If you lie to them, then certain things will happen. If you be honest, certain other things will happen.
Okay, so it's almost like it's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like the game AI Detroit. I think it's
you talking about Detroit Become Human. Yeah, very similar to yeah. Where it's a lot of you pick a certain element of it and then it chooses what you're gonna go through your game. No, I don't think Detroit Become Human. I don't think like there was for each character, yes, but like the overarching game, there was no like major change. You still go certain paths.
Yeah,
they all kind of.
I haven't heard talk about Detroit Become Human in forever.
It came and went, man. It came and went.
Yeah, it just fell off the map.
Yeah,
it did.
It definitely did.
A lot of people streamed the hell out of it, and then after that, they were done.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I got it for free on PlayStation.
Actually really, I'm really excited for this one. I like the way it looks. I like the steampunky aspect of Lies of P. I'm interested to see what they do with this strange telling of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy and yet very confused that we're getting this many Pinocchio adaptations. Like we had 3 last year. 3.
Yeah.
3 different versions of Pinocchio. You had the one with Pauly Shore, you had the one from Guillermo del Toro, and then you had the shitty the live action remake.
I believe last year technically was 4 because Lies of P was announced last year.
It was announced, but it was not released. There is a difference. I'm talking about released adaptations. There was 3. All movies.
It's a video game. It's a whole new ball game now.
Yeah. I'm
heard
confused, concerned, and excited that we're getting this many different interpretations.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's a new addition to new games.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a saying that I enjoy a lot. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
And for this many different takes on something that is so old and so, for lack of a better word, beloved, I'm actually kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for Christ's sake, I think there's a game on Xbox that's like basically Alice in Wonderland, but like horror.
Yeah.
You play as Alice and you have an
Alice Madness
Returns.
Returns.
That's in my list.
Oh, that's an old one.
Oh yeah, that came out on the 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that take, like,
it was
us talking about this, it just reminds me of that kind of feel of
American McGee's Alice came out only for PC, and then Madness Returns came out, and it was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madness Returns came out in 2011.
There you go. Yeah, I think it got a huge push on later consoles, is what it was. Because I think it was a lot of like they had like sales on it, or like there was a remaster that came out. I think is what it was. I don't know, but I remember
I know that when they released Madness Returns, they if you bought it online or something like that, they actually included American McGee's Alice.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So they kind of did like what Left 4 Dead 2 did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
It was the whole, hey, if you're enjoying this game, see where it came from.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So going from a choose your own adventure dark telling of Pinocchio with steampunk, we're gonna go to Farming Simulator. Wandering Village. Wandering Village had its
AKA Stardew Valley.
Could not get through that introduction quick enough.
Rip off.
I know, yeah. So Wandering Village had its first official gameplay that released, and Leon, I think this was your topic, so I'm gonna let you take it over, man.
Yeah. I actually think it looks interesting, and I did start playing Stardew Valley. It does have a similar feel. It looks like.
It looks like a
But,
similar style too. Like I think it
Yeah,
looks
it
really
does
similar.
it does have like some kind of similar style to it. I'm interested what the story, like if there's gonna be like a storyline, or is it gonna be
just a simulator.
Yeah, just a simulator type thing. But
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Until you told me it was a farming game, I could have sworn it was something. It was just some concept art from Cookie Clicker.
That's new DLC for Cookie Clicker.
Yeah.
Everybody's been waiting.
But there'll be no game that will replace Farming Simulator in my heart over Farming Simulator.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's be perfectly honest. The OG Farming Simulator is Minecraft. Let's be perfectly honest here.
Yeah.
Is it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Right.
Farming House Simulator.
But yeah. So Leon, any details or anything? They just released gameplay.
They just released some gameplay, nothing really too crazy with it.
That makes sense then. Well, I think this game or this DLC has a fairly decent trailer, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I gave up on this game, and apparently a lot of other people did too. Cyberpunk is getting its own DLC. Phantom Liberty is coming out.
Screw the haters.
Yeah, and
I'm excited for it.
Recent gameplay of the game, like after all the patches and everything else like that, it actually looks good now. I will say.
Oh, I know. I'm excited because I bought it and I started it, and then once it started working, I haven't been able to touch it. But from seeing the trailers and stuff, I think it's going to be a really good addition because technically I kind of spoiled a little bit of most of the story because of watching everybody else play it. But I think they did a very good job with adding this DLC and stuff. Even though technically a lot of people hate DLCs, but I think it's a good addition to the game. I think it's going to refresh stuff.
Hold on. There is a big difference between DLC and, hey, we're going to offer this section of the story for a price.
Expansions!
Fuck you, EA, and your Mass Effect 3 bullshit. I am still salty as hell over that one.
hey! They gave you Mass Effect, the collector or whatever the collection is called.
Legendary Edition. Yes, they
Legendary
did.
Edition.
And that was a step in the right direction, but I'm still going to be salty about what they've tried to pull.
Well,
one thing that I can't get over, like going back to the DLC topic, is that it's a game that recently came out, and it was very much pushed by the developers because the original creator of it he left.
Right.
But they pushed to have it done, and now they are hiding, like they are putting cosmetics and stuff that should have been in the full release of the game, that were in the full release of the game, but they're putting these cosmetics and these missions behind paywalls.
Wow,
it was like, I don't remember the game. Once I remember it, I'll mention it in the Discord. But
yeah.
See, the only thing that came to mind when I was hearing your description was, this sounds so much like a Metal Gear game.
But like there are certain
Metal Gear, Warhammer.
Like the original creator, because he left. Because I'm not sure the reasonings why he left. Like I'm not sure if it was fired or different.
You sure it wasn't
ideas.
Doom Eternal?
No, it wasn't. Like it's a game that's not quite out yet, or it just recently came out.
Okay.
But I
don't remember the name.
Oh no, it was Dying Light 2.
Oh,
Dying Light 2. That was the game.
Yeah, no, I've heard some stuff about that.
There was 150 hours worth of gameplay that was completed by this guy, but they can't use it because he left. Or they fired him. I don't know the exact reason. I'd have to look into it a bit. But instead of, saying, oh, hey, this happened, we want to wait and then give you a full game, they pushed and they pushed. They released an unfinished game, and a lot of the cosmetics and missions and things that you can do that were a part of the original design are hidden behind a paywall.
I feel like that would make sense of him either getting like fired because of the fact of not only they're not allowed to use his stuff, but also the fact of also pushing a lot of stuff that he would have probably not wanted.
Hence why it's
happen.
not just Dying Light 2 anymore, like how it originally was. It's now Dying Light 2, Stay Human.
In fairness, we saw what happened with the Metal Gear series after all the bullshit happened with that.
That is true.
Yeah.
We did see that. I was going to say, like, that kind of bleeds back into Cyberpunk, honestly, because Cyberpunk was another one of those things. Well, granted, it wasn't the original creator got fired or quit. It was
the
they
freaking
finished game.
Internet. It was the internet trying to do the internet's thing, fucking trying to rush developers. That's one thing that gets on my nerves. It's like, stop, like, not just with developers, but anything when it comes to like creating something. Don't rush an artist or don't rush a person who's trying to make their creation happen, because
look at what's this game I'm looking at for? Dead Island 2. You got to remember that game was officially announced in like 2013.
Yeah,
it was. It was announced a long time ago.
This year, so yeah.
And I've heard a lot of
developers as well. They switched production houses, so that's why it took as long as it did. And then they pushed it back like 3 times after that. Because that's trying to get a good game.
That's the thing that a lot of these people who complain don't realize. Like, there's a lot of reasons why a game can take longer than expected.
Exactly, and people don't realize that, and they bitch and moan about it, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, why are we getting an unfinished game? Why is this not playing as well? It's like,
because you asked for it.
Why are all these bugs? Why are all these glitches?
Because you sent death threats to the developers if they didn't release the game.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Going back to
Kingdom Hearts 3 was
that
in that same
example.
boat. Kingdom Hearts 3 was in that same boat as well. Like, it was originally announced in 2013, I believe, or something like that. Somewhere around that time, and then we didn't get it until like 2019.
But like, just going off of the rushing developers thing, like Cyberpunk is a prime example of that.
It is.
Yeah,
like, they kept saying, we want to make this a perfect game. We want things to be good for you. But everybody's like, we've been waiting. We want a damn game now. And so they said, okay, here you go. And the backlash that they got, they were just, this is what you asked for. You pushed us to release this. It wasn't ready. We told you it wasn't ready. Here is your game.
I consider us lucky we're getting the new DLC for it.
There's a reason why I waited. There's a reason why I waited to buy the game, so that way all the people who were complaining, at least they would fix the game.
I had the game day one of launch. And I have not had a single issue with it, aside from one that I fixed by updating my drivers.
There you go.
I had some graphical issues with mine, but they were so small that I enjoyed the game nonetheless.
Yeah, like mine was literally, I loaded into my game once, and I could see every single tree that was in the game.
That's awesome.
I looked at the city, trees.
Tree simulator.
Turn around, trees. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to check my drivers. Sure enough, check them, update them, launch it. Not a single issue again.
There you go. Yeah, I remember the biggest problems, honestly, when it came to launch was on console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't optimized properly.
It wasn't meant for console.
It really wasn't.
Like, it would be meant for new gen consoles, like your PS5.
Yeah, I heard, like, if anybody that had a PS5
your
or
Xbox
X, they said it ran really, really well. So,
but it's a prime example of the mishandling of the quote, "The customer is always right."
Oh, 100%.
Agreed.
Now people take advantage of that like crazy. I mean, look at the booming of Karens.
Yeah.
That's a whole different topic.
That's a whole different topic. I know.
That's a whole different can of worms that should not be in this podcast. We are not here to talk about
because you have those people that are rushing developers. They're a lot like a Karen that's like, no, I'm not wrong. You're wrong.
Well, and I can almost guarantee a good number of the people who do that are people who have worked customer service, who have dealt with those Karens.
Oh, probably.
So for them to turn around and act like that is shameful, especially for somebody like me who actually enjoys waiting on a game to actually achieve that state where it's playable. Like, I don't care how long it takes. Give me a playable game.
Yeah. When Cyberpunk was first announced and I saw the trailer for it, I was ecstatic for it.
Oh, it looked dope. I was like, dude, I want to play.
It looked fucking amazing. But when it came out and it was like, wait a minute, it came out way too early. Why is this coming out? And then I watched videos of it. It made me lose complete interest in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the reason why I haven't bought it as well is I'm like, look, I don't care how good it looks now. I've lost complete and total interest. But maybe if this DLC gets a lot of good reviews and everything else like that, maybe I'll check it out at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat.
Yeah,
I still play Cyberpunk 2077. I'm still finding new things in that game.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't want to do like full-on playthroughs, and that's why you didn't have a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, this spoiler happens. This spoiler happens. This is how you do this mission." You know, I'm sure there are, but
because people were just worried about the bugs.
Yeah, exactly,
and wanted to complain about the game that was unfinished.
I heard somebody that they were playing it on their console, and it actually shut down their console because it was bugging.
I heard about that. Their console fried or something like that.
I don't think the console fried in the story I heard. I think it just shut it down and it overheated, and it didn't fry anything, but like they had to wait like a full day for it to cool down.
I heard I believe it was on PS4 that the game fried their PS4.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
Well, I mean, it's a PS4, so
yeah.
Damn.
Don't you talk shit about PS4.
PS4 Pro was the shit, man.
My PS4 got me through countless hours at work. I'll have you know.
Chad, I'm going to point out. I'm going to point out.
Hey, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm going to point out. You had to specify PS4 Pro.
So I had the PS4 500 gigabyte, right? Before I traded it in to get my PlayStation 5, I actually had just put a 500 gigabyte SSD. That sucker ran so freaking smooth. And then, like not 2 months later, I was like, they're like, oh, well, we got a PS5. I'm like, can I trade in my PlayStation? Like, oh yeah, you get like a certain percentage off if you trade it in. And I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have done that.
See, I went from PS4, like the original, to the God of War edition.
Oh yeah, I really want
so.
And
I booked that day off of work to play God of War all day.
Yeah,
well worth it.
Oh,
I finished God of War. I finished God of War 2018 right before. I think it was like a week or two before God of War was, because I ordered it digitally. It was a week or two before it just downloaded. So I wrapped it up relatively quickly. And then I still yet to finish God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But I know how to. So
yeah. So, but going back to the Cyberpunk DLC, it's something that it makes me happy to see that there's going to be more stuff coming out for it, because it was a very anticipated game.
Exactly. Yeah.
And people were wanting it, but they were rushed. Like, if you look at the other games that Project Red has released, the Witcher series.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved series. Now, it's not nearly as loved as Skyrim, but Skyrim's also had 13 iterations on every single console.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I think I hear the call. They just announced another remaster.
But
it's coming out on a console that hasn't even been announced yet.
Yeah, it's coming out on the PS6.
It's coming into the Steam Deck near you.
Exactly.
The newest Dreamcast near you.
But
it's
where is the faith that they had garnered with the Witcher series? Where did that go?
It all went downhill after Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I was gonna say it went all downhill with the Netflix series that got canceled.
With how,
that's a whole other thing.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Let me finish my thought. God damn it.
Hey, what am I holding on to?
Jesus.
With how good the Witcher series has done, and how much they have sold. You would think that would have earned some faith from the gaming community with CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 27. Where the fuck did that go?
Don't know.
Who knows?
It's. I said it like I said earlier. The gaming community has become a bunch of Karens.
True.
Yeah,
Fight me in the comments. I will take you all on.
All right. Well,
I will die on this
You also
hill.
have to take in consideration, though.
Allie has
Victor
gladiator
battle.
armor ready to go.
You also have to take into consideration, though.
Okay, go ahead.
You just have to take in consideration, though, that they had a lot of faith in, like, Project Red had a lot of faith from their community. But when you showcase a game 9 years before you release it,
Yeah.
like, it was first showcased in 2013.
That is true.
And so when it, like, 2 years, that's one thing. 3 years you're pushing it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's just too much. If you are not at a point where you can be releasing it within a couple of years,
you shouldn't have
you
announced
shouldn't be announcing it.
Yeah,
Well,
like you
like
could
you
announce
said.
that, hey, we're working on this, but you shouldn't have showed anything. You shouldn't have done it in a showcase. You should have been like a tweet, like, oh, hey, here's our new project we're working on. That would have been fun. But like not that early. I mean, like Dead Island 2 kind of got away with it, but that's different.
Well, I know at least this for the Kingdom Hearts 3 because they were switching Unreal engines midway through. Because the next engine was coming out. I don't remember if Cyberpunk also hit that roadblock.
Well, they would have had to.
They would have had to, for sure.
That's what we were saying. What I was saying earlier. There are so many things that can delay a game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So many little things can pop up.
Yeah. So while Allie is preparing for her battle with the comments section,
Bring it on!
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This has been the Snodacast episode 13. I've been your host, Black Chef 56. I've been joined by my second in command, Diamond Assassin, a.k.a. Lewis.
Bye, people. We'll see you in the next episode.
DJ Lionheart, a.k.a. Leon.
Stay nerdy.
The immortal godsend, basically, that is going to be not those dogs. The immortal godsend that's probably going to die in glorious battle with the comments section, Hungry Hufflepuff, a.k.a. Allie.
For Narnia! I'm sorry, for the internet!
I'm Norse pagan. Dying in battle is my dream.
Exactly.
For
And then, of
Valhalla.
course,
For Valhalla.
yeah. And of course, we were also joined by relative newcomer Locke and other relative newcomer Hannah.
Well, it's a pleasure being here. I'm sure I'll be back eventually.
Yes!
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Locke. We hope to see you more and more episodes.
I mean, I said I'd join like a year ago, and here I am.
Yeah. I mean, alrighty then.
Let's go!
All right, so folks, this has been the Snodacast episode 13. I have been your host, Selection 56. Remember, we are all professionals.
Professionals.
And